Today, backed by popular demand, is Kezmond Pugh, a friend of mine who's been on the show before. We're going to see what's new with him. I think he's doing something exciting. I'm not sure what it is, but we're going to find out. Let me ask you this. Did you get a haircut?
Yes.
Where you get your haircut at?
My friend Victor.
Where's he
Victor
at?
Moore. And he actually lives behind you in those apartments, and he's beside the press. Between the press and Indigo in that building right there.
What kind of haircut does he do? Does he do fading?
Yeah.
Fading's hard.
Well, he's the best.
Does he do a lot of the policemen's?
I don't know. I've seen some in there, but not a lot.
I'm thinking about cutting my hair off in the back. What do you think?
Go do it. Let him do it. Let him do it. Victor Moore.
Victor Moore.
Mm-hmm.
What does he charge? $10, $15, $20? Any more?
And it
$25.
depends on what you get.
I bet it's $25.
And up. And up. You know the economy.
Did you ever know Raymond Woods?
No.
He used to cut my hair years ago.
Whenever you read a story in the newspaper or see something on television about somebody getting arrested, you naturally assume they're guilty. Unless the story's about you or someone you love, then you'll think differently. And you'll want a lawyer who will defend you. My name's Scott Canavis. If you or someone you love has been charged with a crime, call me. I'll return your phone calls, I'll work on your case, and I will defend you.
Are you been in Cleveland your whole life?
Oh, yeah.
So do you remember Red the Barber? Their last name was Saffles.
Where was he at?
Down on what is it? Near Church Street somewhere. He's my grandfather. My grandmother used to clean up for him. And my dad came along. And so my grandfather is Red the Barber. He was a barber here in Cleveland.
Only one I knew was Jute Miller. Used to cut hair.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, when he ran for election, his opponent ran an ad in the paper said he'd been clipping people for years.
I bet you know how it is with election. You already know how it is.
Are you cooking at the jail?
Yes, I'm at I was at Bradley Jail, Polk County, and I just finished up at Monroe, and we actually have graduation the 25th at Monroe County.
How does that work?
Basically, I set the curriculum, which is serve safe. So that is already pre-done. And I set the menu, and what I do is go in and talk to the inmates on what they would prefer. And we create a menu, and I teach them. And
so you don't cook the meals?
Yes.
Oh, you cook the whole
We
meals?
cook the meals at the jail or at the facility that we're at.
So you use the inmates for cooking too?
Yeah, it's their class.
Oh. I'm
teaching them culinary arts.
Oh,
They're my students.
As you're feeding them?
Yeah, they get to eat after.
How would, so you serve all the inmates?
No, just the ones in the class.
Well, who serves the inmates?
Oh, their kitchen. They're not with us. I only have 6 to 12.
Oh, you're just teaching a class.
And teaching the class, and they have to eat the food before they go back to their pods.
So that'd be a pretty good class if you're stuck in jail.
Oh, it is a very good class. And we do more life coaching and work on reentry, work on workforce development, work on interview skills. It's a lot to it, not just cooking. That's the first part. And that was the first part that got me in the door because I consider it my ministry. And one thing I love about people in jail, they have to be transparent with you. Like me and you can tell me anything. I don't know what you did today, but them, I already know why you're here. I already know what I'm up against. So it's just raw truth. I mean, raw truth.
But you don't have any real bad people in this jail here.
I haven't had one.
What are they like?
They have felonies, misdemeanors, drugs, different crimes, But I wouldn't shy away from.
What's a felony?
What is a felony?
Was it something have to be before it's a felony is where
Like drugs, robbery. It's a lot of felonies, different felonies.
no murders. Just
I haven't had murders yet.
So in
I
Polk,
would.
what about Polk County? How many you have in Polk County? How many students?
I had 6 the first class and then 9 my second class there.
What
And
time do they have to start?
we started at 10 that morning and we finished up in the afternoon. It's a
Pretty good class.
I love it. It's my true passion, and God really blessed me with that opportunity because I was looking for something. I'm community driven, but something more impactful. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting at home one night, and a friend of mine from City Fields called and asked me, "Do I still cook?" I said, "Of course." And we created the class, and it's been a gold ever since.
So where does it happen? In the kitchen or?
It happens at the kitchen in 2 of the jails, and then for another jail, we use a satellite site for Cleveland State. And it's just been good. And when they get out, we do reentry, drug rehab, follow up with them in 30, 60, 90 if they want that. I have a lot of my students reach out, on a weekly, daily basis. I'm doing good, I'm clean, or whatever the situation is. But it is a true opportunity to
A lot of them really
change
don't
lives.
even have addiction problems. They just caught with it once.
A lot of them, but I
Right.
do have a lot of addicts. And we send them off. I seen one last week. She went through the program. She got out, went to rehab. Now she bought her first car and on her feet. And it's just it's amazing to see how they transform. And that started with a cooking class. Somebody to give them a chance. You know what I mean?
Do you find that it's not really about the cooking, but it's about the conversation?
It's never about the cooking for me. The cooking opened the door. It's all about changing lives. And if they never get out and use that certificate, it does not bother me. But if you become a better person, I know I did my part. So it doesn't matter to me about the cooking. The cooking pays the bills. The cooking is part of the grant. And I teach them thoroughly. But if they do not use that and you get out and become a renewed citizen, renewed mind, better in life, I'm 100% okay with that.
Is it almost like don't let the cooking confuse you with the meaning of the class?
Oh, for sure. Because people think culinary arts, yeah. But it's a chance to actually tell somebody you're worth it, help them rebuild their value, help them understand that you made some mistakes along the way, but you can rebuild. And that's mainly what we do every day. I have crying. Sometimes it's so emotionally draining. I have to literally sit in my car and just decompress because that's what I deal with during the class.
It can wear on you, can't it?
Oh, it wears on me, yeah.
Like being a funeral director.
That part too.
Can you imagine that, being a funeral director and having to maybe bury 2 people a day?
Yeah, I can imagine because what I deal with is I can say, hey, you did good on that. No, I didn't. I never do nothing good. And then you got to start building them. And some would not talk, don't have a presence, and you got to help bring it out. And by the end of the class, we're laughing, cutting up, and just becoming friends. And sometimes all people need is a real good friend. And I am their friend. I try to be their friend. Beyond the class, I try to keep up with them, when they get out or whatever.
We've become good friends. You're a good friend type guy.
Yeah, you're a good friend. I text you often. Yeah, you're a good friend.
This class, what do they cook? What do you cook?
We'll teach them how to fry chicken, teach them cutting skills. You got steak. You teach them how to make pasta sauces from scratch. Teach them how to bake from scratch, measurements. One of the funniest classes I've ever had was I was saying we need to weigh this and we need to use scales. And I was showing them, they was like, we ain't here for drugs. We know how to use scales. I'm like, oh, my bad, So it's just, but they're comical enough to make light of the situations. That's what helps along the way, yeah.
Are some of them in there for a long time?
Yes.
God, can you imagine?
And it breaks my heart when I have to leave because I know the kind of person they're becoming. And I think sometimes the judicial system is too hard on petty crimes.
Absolutely.
I would rather see you go to rehab and try again than just to be in jail for 10 years for, being an addict. Because that's not rehab. That's not rehabilitation. And then you get out with a felony, and this felony keeps you from getting a job, housing, and you expect them to become good citizens of society, and they can't.
How else they gonna make it? So
It's
the only
hard.
thing they're good at.
It's hard.
That.
So we have the TDOC. We just had one the other day, Friday. Is a felons job fair where everybody is felon friendly, and it has all kind of resources for them. But it's hard to get out and just start your life with that on your record.
Who was it that was going to that the other day? Who was that, Gwen, that was here last week? He was the former assistant DA. I can't think of his name. Wayne Carter. Wayne Carter,
So
yeah.
his daughter Jessica is who I partner with, and some others to put that on. So Jessica's a good friend of mine, and she started it with, we all work together and come together, and it's been a blessing.
He was talking about doing that.
Yeah, it's good. I didn't show up this time because I had so much going on, but it's been a true blessing.
I've got a guy that works for me, got caught for, I don't know what it was, something drug related. I think he went to jail for maybe 4 years, and that guy's more honest than we are.
That's my point. Sometimes when I deal with people in the jail, it's like, man, I could really hang with you, you know, in spite of what you got, but they're so raw, And when I first go in, it's like a shop, no cuss. You try to, form the class and try to structure it. And then by the end, it's pleasurable.
I kind of wonder how they could have, it's got to be a glitch in the system for some of these people to be in jail for that stuff.
Well, I always ask them, one of the first questions is, how did we get here? Where did it start? Was it trauma? Was it childhood trauma? Did you, and when you ask those questions, it helps heal that underlying issue. It's just issues on top of issues, but you got to peel it back. And I call it like peeling the onion. It's a layer. You think you cleared one, it's another layer. And we just literally just hit it hard and ask honest questions, and I get honest answers. And sometimes it's like, oh, okay, that's a bit much, but hey, that's your story, So it's just respecting one another and respecting where people come from. And if we do that, it'll help me be better,
Do you think that we can reframe situations in our mind? I'm reading this book now, How to Reframe the Brain. Like you can see a situation, and this guy says that his name's Scott Adams, and he proposes, or he says that you can take a situation and reframe it to mean something else, even if the something else is not real. The brain does not know that it's not real. Know. But you can, I've got a sinus infection and I can't go to work. You can say, oh, that's not a sinus infection. That's your brain getting ready to think real well.
Yeah.
And you can tell yourself, you can actually change the brain by reframing it, even if the stuff doesn't.
Do you know how many people live a lie?
About everybody I know.
So it's a lie, but you reframe your mind to actually think that you are actually right and that what you are doing is correct. And to you, that is reality.
You know what? You're exactly right. We're doing that. We're doing that all the time.
Yeah, you can make your mind think, oh, what I say and what I do is correct. But in reality, what it looks like to others is like you have lost your mind. But to you, you are completely sane. You're right. And people train their minds to make them their reality truth.
You can create your own reality.
You can. Oh, yes, definitely. And that's a good thing. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. But, you take like somebody poor or somebody living in a bad situation, you can make yourself think everything is okay. And that's a good thing to do. That way you don't stay in it. You don't, some people, when I travel to other countries, they don't know that they're poor. They are living the best life. They're running, they're doing everything that we think is poor to them. They go out and, have to dig and get vegetables and do all these things. To us, we're coming spoiled Americans saying, man, that's awful. But to them, that is life. Like they're good. They're happy. They're thriving. And their minds is telling them that. But to us, it's something different. We train our mind to think different.
I guess if we were real rich, somebody real rich would look at us and think, man, they got to go to work tomorrow.
And I do. And I do. And that's okay, though. But yes, I mean, we can train our minds to think that our reality in our head is truth. And it's not sometimes. And that's a dangerous thing.
You know, I've had a lot of people here that was in the military, and just about all of them say, because I try to get them to answer it, that your brain can do, your body can do more than your brain thinks it can.
Yes, you have to train it, though.
The brain's a very dangerous thing.
Very dangerous. And just think we're not tapped into all of it, they say.
I just wonder how much, you know, I get on these wild stuff, but, you know, I wonder if you could, you know, these yoga masters, they claim they could levitate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't, but they can.
Well, maybe their brain just...
I don't want to learn anymore about my brain. I got enough going on. And just trying to stay sane and live life the way I live it, I don't need nothing else I don't need to tap into nothing else. Let's let it stay where it is.
Do you focus on things real intense to the point that it almost disturbs you?
I do not sleep. My mind is at 100 the whole time. Thinking of things, how to do better, thinking of things, how to make a situation happen, like 24 hours. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad.
When you go to sleep, you go to sleep quick or you...
No, I'm sitting there thinking, and I have on my phone, I have a notepad, and I jot it down. And some of the best things came from me trying to rest. My brain will not turn off. And sometimes it's good, but you need your rest.
Do you have any ADHD?
I got it all. I believe I got it all. No, not really. I can focus. And when I focus, I can chew gum and walk. I can do more than one thing at the same time. But it's at night you should turn it off. You know, it's an entrepreneur's mind. You know all about that. When you got projects going on, I'm sure your brain keeps functioning on how I can make it better. What can I do? And sometimes you just can't turn it off.
What I do is I sleep with the TV. I leave the TV on.
I can't do that.
I got to do that.
I use noise like rain, thunderstorms.
Do you
and stuff
do
like
that like 6 hours of rain or...
Yeah, I put it
whatever.
on YouTube and just listen to rain. And sometimes I fall asleep, sometimes I don't.
You ever listen to that guy, I forget his name, talks you to sleep?
No.
He talks random stuff. I forget his name, but he just talks random, and it'll put you to sleep.
Thunderstorms, winter, listening to snow. Like, I listen to sounds. And I could go to sleep at 3, 4. I'm back up at 6, ready.
No alarm clock?
No, my body gets up, ready. Hit the ground running. And I'm not tired. Sometimes I'm like, when I sit still, I'm tired. But as long as I'm going, I don't know. One day it's body going to shut down.
Do you think that you are what they call it, a type A personality or a...
I am what I need to be at the moment, depending on what you are. I'm a chameleon. I can adapt to any surrounding. I think that's why I become more successful when I open my mind up and learn the person or what situation I'm in. I can become whatever I am. I'm the same me, personal, but however the situation is or whatever crowd I'm in, I can adapt to that.
Are you a Gemini?
Yes.
Isn't that funny?
I start
That's
the Gemini.
typical of a Gemini.
May 21st, I start the Gemini. Yeah, I'm
They
a
say
Gemini.
a Gemini has 2 personalities, but I think they got 20.
20. I can be...
Whatever they're with.
Whatever I'm with, yeah.
Whatever they're with, they'll be it.
Now, I have a standard. You can't move me off of my standards or what I think is right.
But you'll play along till you get out of there.
Till I get out of there, yeah. And then I'll get in the car and say, oh, no. Because, see, for me, I came quietly, no music, and I have to get myself ready. And it's not an act. It's just gearing your personality up to be used. And I'm comfortable here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to be anything that I'm not. But you go into a job fair or a jail or different places with different strong personalities, you have to play that role with them. I can relax here or at home. I'm very weird. I don't let people in my home. My family comes in, but my personal space, I do not like people in my personal space because
like
that's
that
my
too.
sanctuary.
I'm like that too. I don't even want them knowing I don't want them looking behind the curtain.
Nothing. I always say I cannot control my job. I cannot control what happens at Walmart, but in my home, I will have peace, and that's how I stick with it. Can I come up? No, we can go get a drink. We can go Tempe's. I'll meet you at, but I do not like people in my personal space.
It's almost like they said Johnny Carson was like that.
I believe it.
That he just didn't want anybody. He was done when he was off the thing.
Man, I'm into politics, volunteering all over the community, working at the jail. So many roles. I deserve some of my own. You have to give so much of yourself. So at my home is me.
What would you do at home by yourself?
Watch movies. I'm a movie watcher. YouTube, Amazon.
What movies?
I like old movies. I just watched Gone with the Wind twice last week. I love Gone with the Wind. Imitation of Life. I love old movies because you can actually see acting. I love old music. I have a record player, and I put my record player on. And I'm a singer, so I love to sing. I walk around the house singing, and I wake up singing, go to sleep singing. So in my personal space is 100% me. And I don't move my personal space for anybody. If you come in my space, at my home, on a road trip, in a hotel, on a vacation, you got to adapt. I'm not adapting because this is my time. You know what I mean?
You know that Humphrey Bogart, speaking of old movies, you ever watch The Fugitive?
I have.
The old...
Yeah.
Not the movie, but the old sick. You know, he claimed that he was the illegitimate son of Humphrey Bogart. And when you get to looking at them, there are some similarities.
I had to pull that up. Okay. I'm going to claim I'm the illegitimate of Dee. How about that? I'm going to claim it. There are some similarities.
Not many people would put us together,
You don't know. Hey, you don't know. You might want a little brown sugar in your coffee. You don't know. You never know. Never know.
Now if you're a brown sugar, I'm a white cracker, right?
No, I ain't getting into that. You gonna have me censored? No.
Only I get censored. You don't get censored.
Yes, I do. Trust me, I had to watch everything I say. Somebody's always watching.
Do you know that internet thing now? It's just a whole nother world that nobody's figured it out yet.
Nothing, and I hate it for the youth. It exposed our youth to so much.
We don't even know how to tell them to do it because we don't even know.
No, but you know, I used to have to go and learn the Dewey Decimal System and write a paper from the library. Like we had to work, tell time, and all these things. And the internet and technology has made this generation about dumb.
You know, I don't even know if a person could tell time. I remember learning in school how to tell time.
You had to take the mark. You had to take and draw it to the time.
Yeah.
Whatever it said on the paper, and these kids
draw the clock.
You had to draw the clock out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They don't have that to do that
I
anymore.
I don't think so. Write a check. You know, things everything is technology based, and we've leaned so much on technology that if it ever crashes, we'll have a generation that are literally ignorant to the fact of surviving. Everything is a microwave. Right on.
What would be, if I give a person in their early 20s a check for something, they almost look like I'm crazy.
Yeah, literally. Or they'll mobile deposit.
I don't know if
they'll mobile deposit.
How do they keep up with that? IRS and stuff? I mean, they don't have any records.
They know everything.
I don't even know if they know how to file stuff under, A, B, C, D, or...
I don't think so. I'm not wanting to not give them enough credit. I'm just saying we had to start with the basics and then move up. It's right out the gate with sex and drugs, and I didn't learn some of these things that they know until I got to college. And then it's like, dang, now they telling me things when you mentor them, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah. They're very, very, very exposed to things, and as a parent, I hope that we learn to scale them back. You know what I mean? You know, some things shouldn't be allowed. I have some friends that have kids, and after a certain time, the phone has to be off or it's restricted, and just different things, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that with my kids. I never did restrict them, but maybe should have. I just, but you know,
They turned out to be good.
so far.
So far. We all good in our own right.
You know, when I was 10, did somebody look at me that was older and say, now he's not going to learn how to do the stuff that I, learned how to do. You know, so maybe they don't need to learn it. Maybe that's irrelevant anymore.
No, my family was a little different. Growing up, I learned how to clean rabbits and squirrels. Like I learned. I learned how to get in the kitchen. I had to learn.
Change your oil?
Yeah, I can do it, but I'm not doing nothing mechanical, but paying insurance.
But you could.
Yeah, I could. Probably now. I probably done forgot, but in high school we learned it in mechanics.
You'd know enough that it needed oil.
I know enough to pull it Valvoline and get it changed, but no, I ain't doing all that. And you know what I learned? I'm not rich. I'm struggling like the next. But when you get to a certain level in life, just some things I don't have to do anymore. Let's pull the Valvoline. I'm good. Like it's just wait for the coupon to come in the mail and use it. That's it. Mm-hmm. It's just certain things you don't have to do.
Some things you're not interested in.
I ain't doing. I got enough on my plate. Changing oil is not going to be one of them. And the tire called AAA, I pay it for it.
How much does that cost anymore?
It's built into the insurance.
You got it.
Yeah.
I'm
not doing all that.
I used to have AAA, and it was like $50 a year or something like that.
Now, I can change tire, but I'm not going to, unless it's an emergency situation.
I'm not even sure if I know where my spare tire is.
In the trunk,
It's under somewhere, I guess.
It's under somewhere, but as long as AAA is on that phone, that's good enough for me, yeah. No.
Well, I don't know if we could look into the future, what's going to happen. I don't know, how bizarre it's going to get.
I think it's going to get real bizarre. I'm moving to Europe. I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Europe or Switzerland, possibly Canada.
What about Greenland?
Yeah, anywhere, yeah. I travel enough I want to live 6 months there, 6 months home, or work remote. And that way I can travel and do what I need to do, That would be so beautiful because I love going out of the country. Now, I love the United States. I love coming down Inman Street. There's nothing like it. I travel all over the world. When I get off the exit and come down Inman Street, I know I'm safe. But I love traveling and seeing other things because we become ignorant to the fact to think that it's just about us and in this little box. So when you go outside the country or different places, it helps you expand and come back with better ideas and refocused. I love traveling.
What do you travel? Is that for work or what?
No, personally. I do travel for work. So I volunteered for the campaign, Kamala Harris campaign and I went all over knocking. I think my feet probably still hurt.
So you knocked on doors?
Knocked on doors. Yes, knocked on doors. And
you thought she'd be best?
Of course. I thought she would be best. Now, let me say this. I had hoped the Democrat Party would have had a primary for us to have a choice.
Well, sure.
But we did not, so I had to go behind who I thought
They didn't have time, I guess.
No, we didn't have. Well, if Joe Biden would have stuck to his word and been a one-term president and announced it way before.
Is that why he said originally?
He was going to be a one-term president. He should have announced that way before, and we should have did a primary. But above all that, what I've learned and what I've loved is even though I do vote Democrat here recently and traditionally, is that being an election commissioner gives me the opportunity to work for everybody and create a fair and balanced election, make sure we hire the best people. We have a great office, and it's just a pleasure to be able to do that. So when I come to the polling place, I don't ask about Democrat or Republican. I just, did you have a good experience? How did you think the machines were? Just those type things. How was the staff? And those are the things that make us better neighbors when you don't put a color or a target on each other. I'm a Democrat, you're a Republican. Okay, Thank you for the coffee.
We're probably more independent.
I'm independent.
That's really what I am.
I'm really purple.
Yeah.
But there's not a party for that right now. So I have to go the direction I go. And so it's just a pleasure being able to engage voters and creating an atmosphere for them to feel like their vote matters, you know?
You know, I forgot you're on the election committee. I forgot about that.
Yes.
How many is on that?
5.
You know, I'll say this. I went and voted this time at college.
That's my baby.
Man, I tell you what, that was the most efficient run place.
Listen.
And I'm not the only one that said that either.
No, I got in trouble for that, by the way. I don't mind sharing it. It's the truth, because they called the state on me and said that I was enticing votes because I gave out T-shirts that said, vote at College Hill. I voted at College Hill, a purple shirt. The first 150, it didn't matter if you was Republican.
I remember that. A friend of mine got one of those.
It didn't matter if you was Republican or Democrat, because it was trying to show ownership of the neighborhood. Because my neighborhood, you know, a lot of times when you're trying to build up the neighborhood and you're trying to build up rapport, it was so good to see my grandmother and different classmates come back, get a shirt, and stand in front of their pictures, the high school pictures.
Sure.
It had nothing to do with enticing votes. And it was only 150 votes. What was that going to do for Kamala?
Well, they give you that little sticker, don't they, that says I voted, same thing.
So it's just, to me, creating an atmosphere for people to feel like their vote matters and special. And so when I first joined the election commission, creating College Hill stayed on my brain. That's one of them 3 or 4 o'clock in the mornings. And I stayed on it, and finally working with the commission and Fran teaching me and, you know, the staff, it really became a very good place to vote. And I hope it goes on for a long time.
How do y'all get people in and out of there so fast? Because
the staff is good, but people don't want to come to College Hill. They scared. Oh, it's a bad neighborhood. Let them tell it.
But they really weren't. The staff wasn't. When I walked in, there's 2 people sitting over there. I think they was working there, and a lady. They said go down the hall. They had signs. When I got in there was a lady sitting behind the.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just.
Yeah, it's easy.
It was easy.
But because of the traditionally what they think of that area, people don't venture over there. That was part of the T-shirts to change that narrative. And we had a trunk or treat over there that weekend. And one of the ladies that participated, Caucasian, she was like, I am so glad I came because it changed my whole perspective of here. Everybody's nice, it's safe.
Yeah.
But that was my whole push, is trying to change the narrative of the neighborhood. It had nothing to do. What was 150 votes, if they voted Democrat, going to do for her here?
I don't know what, after they leave, giving them a shirt matters or anything.
I don't either, but hey, look, they got rules, the state, and I respect those rules. And going forward, I will abide by those rules. And yeah, it's just, we all got to just play our part and be nice. Just be nice. You enticing votes for what? What was it going to do here? Nothing.
Yeah,
I am a blue dot in a red county, and it don't.
You're not going to cause people to vote for Kamala Harris with a T-shirt.
Nothing. And they never had nothing to do with that. Nothing, you know, so it's all good.
But how do y'all keep it so clean in there?
They have staff that works for the rec center. The rec center staff do that part. So that's apart from my staff. My staff are in the back.
Well, whoever's running that place is doing a bang up. Who is it?
Shanika Jones is her name.
Her.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a good place. And we're trying to develop more over there. We have our first Christmas event on by Pleasant Grove Baptist Church called Light Up College Hill, where it's going to be a trunk or treat theme, but Christmas lights. And it's just going to be so good. Trying to just get the neighborhood functioning and get some traction.
I remember seeing a picture of 3 people sitting on the steps of that years ago, and it was Demetrius, and 2 other people, and I guess they were in their early teens or
probably,
something.
Yeah. I grew up there. I learned to do so much there. Boy Scouts, learned to sew, learned to do all that things at that College Hill Rec Center. So we're getting back there. You know, that's the plan, is to work with the city and create programs holistic programs to help individuals further along in life, not just, you know, create a place for sports, but also activities to, you know, make life better.
Well, I think wasn't City Fields going to try to go from Blythe over to that area?
So I work for College Hill Neighborhood Association, and we partner with City Fields. David, Kyle, that group, we're in meetings constantly, and we do a very good job of partnering together. I take people from College Hill, meet with them, and send them to City Fields for the welding, plumbing. So it has become a beautiful collaboration. And we have new cars, which they do a lot of mental health. They're over there as well. So we all partner together. And that's the key to it is it's not about black, white, Republican, Democrat. It's partnership. You have something I need. I have something you need. And let's come together and don't recreate the wheel. And let's just move forward. One of my colleagues, Michelle Golston, she ran for school board and was on school board a few years back. And we didn't get along at all. And when she come to work, I was like, Lord, I don't know how this is going to work. She is one of my closest friends because I had to put what I thought aside because I trained my brain.
And you were wrong, I guess.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
And we actually became very good partners and we're moving along. So it's just about understanding and partnership.
If they do for the College Hill area what they did for City Fields, there's going to be some activity.
And you know, it's already growing. I walked with Bill Estes the other day and looking at sidewalks and different things, and it's just amazing that a black boy like me growing up right up the street, and you are able to pick up the phone and call your city manager or your city councilman or different people, and they answer, and you actually have a voice. And I'm learning to use that voice not for the betterment of me, but for my people, my community. And that includes white, black, Hispanic, or whatever it may be, because a neighborhood should be a melting pot of people, and that's what we have. So we're just trying to build that up.
Boy, it is a melting pot over there.
Oh,
it's not
what
just,
you saying?
It's not just blacks now anymore.
Blacks is on the low on the pole. I'm gonna tell you, after the election, my blood pressure was like 159 or something because we lost. So I was like, oh Lord.
Oh, it's gonna be all right.
Oh, it's gonna be all right. But when you hear all this rhetoric about sending illegals back and all this stuff, so I have a little fella in my neighborhood named Lenore. And he's a tiny little fella. He's 5. And he runs up to me, where you dogs or where you candy? Because I give him stuff and we become a relationship. And when you look at, like, he plays with the black kid in the neighborhood and a white kid. And it's like, this is what life is. And I wish the world could be like these kids before they're tainted, because it would be such a beautiful place.
My friend Larry Presswoods, he grew up over on Galt, I believe. And he said he didn't know that there was any discrimination till he went to the Princess Theater and they made his friend. And it might have been Harry Johnson. I'm not sure, because they were on the same.
I always knew I was black, of course. And I always grew up in a family that was very proud to be black and taught me, you know, our heritage and things. But in my neighborhood, I ran with white kids and we had 2 Hispanics and you fought the white kids just as much as you did the black ones, and we all grew up together. Some of my closest friends are, you know, different, you know, colors, and it's just like, we didn't know that. You know, I didn't know. We didn't know about racism.
Larry said he didn't even know. He didn't even notice.
You know, the first time I learned about racism is when I called one of my white friends' house, and the dad said, "Don't call back." And I asked my mama, like, why? You know, why? And she explained it to me. You know, what it was, what it was, and I was like, oh, so they got a problem because I'm black, like I'm light, you know, and that's what I was thinking. But life taught me different. And I did not, you know, we had this discussion before on the discussion. I didn't know it was that bad here until the monument situation.
Oh boy, that's a big one.
And then when that happened, I really was like, oh my God, like, this ain't reality. This is not Cleveland, the city with spirit that I know. It was so crazy to me. So I've learned to just go be whatever I need to be in them rooms. And
that was short-lived. Nobody brings that up anymore, do they?
Under the surface. Because you see the people that...
I mean, the monument thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't remember nothing
about it. But, you know, at the end of the day, you take somebody like me, we getting more traction with the city, doing more things. You know, I sit with the city manager when that happened, and he was like, you know, we can't move this, we can't do that. So can we get a park? We got a new nice park. Can we, you know? So it's working. You know, we just learning to work together. It opened doors that were closed at the time for people like me, you know, just a community worker.
Well, let's just take from across the railroad tracks over to Inman Street. That is some of the, especially if you go just a little further towards APD 40, it's like a third world country over there.
They have not.
I mean, it is, and they're what? You could throw 2 rocks to the courthouse?
It literally stops at the underpass. It literally, if you look at all development, it literally stops. But hopefully, with this new development coming through, that Inman and College Hill and those areas get traction. But you know, that was my biggest thing with Mosby Park. It is the only park that you do not have to turn a corner to get to. It's right on Front Street, and it was dilapidated. Nothing there, but they finally made good on the word and, you know, put some money into it. But it's like, when you come off APD 40 or down 64, you should have this looking as beautiful and lead in.
That's another entry. Just like
you coming down 64 from the casino, you done gambled all night.
Yeah.
And then you coming down 64 and you got to hit this dilapidated looking area to go home to yours. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. But I do love the work that we are doing with the city manager and the city planners and the city engineers, and I think we're going to have a beautiful future.
Well, what's going to happen?
I can't tell you that right now.
Well, how do you get any lots over there? I'll build something if I knew there was a lot over there.
We're working on rezoning right now, so we got to get back to you because you might want to build.
Let's get back to me.
We're going to work on rezoning, but it's going to be a beautiful. I have so much hope, and my prayer is that neighborhood starts to flourish economically, and the people become.
Well, it should. It's got sewer. It's close to the Inman Street. It's close to the courthouse.
Yeah.
And the real estate's cheap.
Yeah.
What else you want?
We'll see.
Is Brandon Brown still over there?
He just moved to Murfreesboro.
What did he go there for?
He went to move with some family. He's doing very well. I seen him Saturday. He walked by and I asked him how he'd been, and he told me. So he's doing good.
He's a smart kid.
Yeah, he is. We grew up together. He lives behind me. So yeah.
If you see him, say D says
I will do it. You were shocked I worked for Kamala? Can you not believe it?
Well,
I knocked on 50 doors, a million doors.
In this area?
No, I was in D.C., Florida. I was everywhere.
God, did you get any bad?
No, I don't get that till I walk around here. No, I didn't get it.
You didn't go to Philadelphia or Pennsylvania or anything?
No, and I was supposed to be in North Carolina. Then that hurricane came and tore up. But D.C. was totally different because it was just so nice. You knock on doors, it's like, hey, just letting you know early vote starts this day. This is a pamphlet. Oh, thank you so much. You know, would you like a cold bottle of water and stuff? I'm like, wow, this is different.
Well, how do you get hooked up to? Nobody asked me to knock on their doors or Trump's doors or anything. How do you get hooked up with that?
I'm already in the party, and I'm the vice chair here, so I just sent some emails and got with this campaign.
Oh, so just like the Democrat Party here,
yeah. And it was a beautiful thing, and then the night we lost, I think I needed blood pressure medicine.
When did you get nervous?
To be honest, I never thought fully that we would win because I know she's a black and she's a woman. And the Hispanics, you know, did a major flip and pushed them,
Bunch, yeah.
Yeah, they did. And so I always hoped and I always spoke hope. But that reality in the back of my head, if I would have told my colleagues and people that I'm volunteering, I don't think she's going to win, that would have took the wind out of people. You don't want to kill the momentum.
No, huh? And you didn't know?
No, I didn't know. But I knew well enough how it happened with Hillary that they're not ready for a woman.
You think it was that?
I think it was that, and I think what Joe Biden, the economics, and how people felt about their purse strings and all the talk about illegals, it was just all that built up. And then I think the Democrats focused so much on women's rights and, they didn't hit the in-betweens.
I believe it has something to do with people just don't believe what they hear or see anymore, and whoever's not in the news
Yes.
is who. In other words, I think she'd have done better if the news was against her.
Well, you know, the key to it is I say this, my problem is never with Trump. He knows exactly what to say to get his base built up. And when Trump was in office last time, my money and my 401k and different things, I had a good run with him. But it was the behavior of not all those, but most of those that voted for him, the Trump trains, and that mind frame, because we were in a bad, the Black Lives Matter, the marches and all, we were really fighting each other in the United States during that time. It was a rough time. And I didn't want to see that again. I just did not want to see and have to go through that negative time frame again, because it was hard. And then I'm a community worker, so we work off of grants and we work off of community funds. A lot of times you are afraid of when an incoming president come on and say these programs, and you know, I don't know what Trump gonna do, but I know what's being said. I can only hope that everything that come out is not.
Yeah, you can tell when a president comes in, you can start seeing changes fairly quick.
Fairly quickly.
Whether it's, I mean, like Clinton, when Clinton was in office, man, which did you not like, the peace or the prosperity?
So,
everything
I hope we
rolling.
get to that. I hope we get to that. But I think we're so divided because, you know, you take like that comment, Puerto Rico, you know, he called it trashy or something he did on the stage. You know, it was all over the news.
Oh, that was just a joke.
It was a joke.
Yeah, you mean Hinchcliffe.
I
Tony
don't know
Hinchcliffe.
who it is.
Yeah, Tony
It is a joke, but at some point, I think some platforms don't. That's not the platform for it. When we're already in this cycle,
I agree with that.
When we're already in this cycle of back and forth, you know. What I mean?
And I don't know if a comedian in politics is. I mean, Saturday Night Live's different, but that wouldn't have been my thing.
No, but
you need to separate that. A comedian, period. For
yeah,
that.
but you know the thing is, he won, so now we got to work together and work for our communities. I'm not worried about Washington. I worry about Bradley County and how we can make Bradley County better, reaching across the aisles and working together and creating programs and different things to make sure that whatever happens in the world, we are okay in Bradley County. And not matter if Kamala, Trump, whoever, is to be good neighbors. And that's basically it.
You know, that's all we're here for, is to try to make things better. That's the only purpose we got.
I think that's my thing. You know, I know we have problems with illegals and all these things, but I always reference this scripture, what you do unto the least of these is what you do unto me. And I try my best. No matter how you got here, my ancestors was brought here. We ain't supposed to be here either. Y'all come over here and, you know, roof the Indians up. So all of us are illegals.
And, you know, the Cherokee Indians ran the Utes out. I think that was the ones that was here before them.
And they run me out of Cherokee Murphy every week.
Is that right?
They run me out of Murphy.
Oh, when I go on up to Cherokee.
I go to Cherokee, so I start in Sevierville. This is my day, my piece. I start in Sevierville, come all the way through, stop, shop, eat. Come through Gatlinburg, come down the mountain, stop in Cherokee, see what I can do there, and then come on to Murphy, and then come home.
But how can you stop at Cherokee for an hour or so? Man, if I go down there, I'm there.
I don't stop for an hour.
Me and my cousin went there, got a room, set the luggage down, gonna stay 2 nights. Went down to the casino. 2 days later, we come back to the room, picked up the suitcase, hadn't even opened it, and headed back home.
Yeah, sometimes I get home at 3 or 4 in the morning. So, I mean, it's late.
So describe this. Was it on a Saturday or what?
Oh, it could be whatever day I can get off. Monday, Tuesday. I like during the week because the minimums are lower.
So say it's the day you say, man, I've got to get out of here.
I get up that morning.
What time? 6, your normal 6?
About 6:30.
And you head out, what, 7:30 or something?
Yeah, after I eat, go through the mountains, stop in Sevierville,
you
eat
mean you
breakfast. I go through Knoxville, go through Sevierville.
Yeah,
stop and eat breakfast, wait for the outlets to open, shop.
So you're there by 10:30?
Yeah, 10:30, about 10:30, 11, depending on where I stop. And then take my time, pedal, and Now I'll add Dollywood to the equation. I'll stay because it's dark. You know, they got the lights. Dixie Stampede is my favorite time. Mm-hmm. That's my hope, is to buy a cabin there.
So you stay there at night, that night?
I will, depending on the season.
But describe the days when you go to Cherokee.
Okay, leave Cleveland, stop and get some breakfast, stop in Sevierville at the outlets, shop, stop and get lunch, go on through Gatlinburg, stop somewhere up there. I like their little candy shops. They have the candy shop. And then go through through the Cherokee. Depending on if the elk are out or not, I might stop in.
Do you go through, is it Maggie Valley?
No, I go through
Robbinsville, okay, yeah. Where they got the cheese and stuff like that.
So go through there. If the elk are at the road, I'll stop, look, take my time to go stop at a little Indian reservation. If it's open, they have those shops there. And then hit Cherokee and stay there until I win, good or lose, depending. I got my, my levels. Yeah. And then I'll stop at Murphy because you get coupons. I went there, they had like $300 to gamble with, coupon. Yeah. Use those. And then I always stop and eat lunch most of the time. I bring it home from Rib Country. It's in Murphy. It's on the left-hand side if you're coming back. On the right-hand side if you're going. It's up on a little hill. It's called Rib Country. Favorite.
I know where you're talking about.
So good. They brisket is.
Isn't that Ranger? Isn't that Ranger, North Carolina?
I don't know. I just be going through her slowly.
Past the
the mattress, all the little shops.
Yeah, it's right when you pass the Dollar General on the left.
Yes, yeah.
Past the
See,
Dollar
you know all
General.
I ain't looking at all that. I'm just guiding through.
Do you ever go up there and you're gambling, you don't have a room, and you're thinking, I got 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes from there to Cleveland.
Not saying, what are you, a diamond, 7-star? What are you?
I hadn't been in a long time.
So when you get a certain level, I was there and they come and say, hey, Mr. Pugh, would you like a table? And I'm like, would you like a room? I'm like, no, not tonight. But they'll come to you. Yeah. And if I know that I'm going to mingle around, I'll book it. And I'll cancel it if I don't need it, But there's always the Holiday Inn. That's my favorite.
You know how many times I brushed my teeth in that creek? Because I didn't have a room and I slept in the car.
Bottle of water. See, you do what needs to be done.
Boy, those were fun times, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, good memories.
It's good to decompress and don't always be on the go. And I tell people, me time, you have to have me time, or you'll lose your mind.
You gotta have it. You gotta have it.
One thing that's my post with this shirt is know your worth and then add tax. Because I used to have this mentality with my friends, it was we. If I had $10, we had $10. If I had whatever I had, if I had a hamburger, we would cut it. We. And I had to learn I got to save some for me because when people, they don't always think like that. And so you got to keep something back for yourself. That was one thing I had to learn growing up. My mama used to call me Rib Littlefield. I'd bring kids home. And, say you needed some cleats. I would give you my cleats, and then here we are. Yeah. I don't have none. So I had to learn how to structure charity and structure, how to give. And so now I don't give 100% of myself anymore. I save some for me because if you don't, you will be lost. You will be lost, and there's not always people back to fill you back up. So I save some for myself.
Yeah, the older you get, the more you get like that.
Yeah. Now I'm still community driven. I still have a heart for people, but I gotta save something for me.
Well, you give time.
You give time.
You give time.
Well, when you're in the community, time, money, all your resources, because that's just what it takes. You can't always depend on people to be there with you, but we make it work.
I one Sunday morning I was feeling like that, and I just headed out, and I went that way, and I got all the way to. Somewhere way below Cherokee. I didn't even stop. I went across, came up through the bottom of Blairsville, over to Blue Ridge. I was gone 16 hours. I just drove. I didn't stop but to eat and get some crackers.
We do that. I'm going to Disney Thursday. I'm driving down Thursday with my best friend. She does all the driving. And be there Thursday, Friday, come home Saturday. People are like, you going out with? It's just a break.
Guess where I'm going?
Where?
Death Valley.
Oh, really? For what?
I've always wanted to go there, and it's the hottest place in the world, they say.
I'm going to
You
Africa
ever been there?
next year.
Wonder how hot it gets in Africa.
I'll know. I'm going to
Don't
Africa.
you get a little bit nervous going out? I mean, you got what,
No.
a passport?
Yeah, and I got a global re-entry. I got all that.
What's the difference between a global re-entry and a passport?
Passport is you still have to go through the line when you come back in. Global re-entry already vets you. It's a card. Another fee. You got to pay another fee.
Who do you get that from?
You just Google global entry, and I got clear. I have all the.
So when you do that, you can go through the short line.
You go through the short line. You're just paying another fee and getting vetted more.
They just figure I don't have a gun.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah. But how much does that cost?
It was like 140, 147.
A person?
Yeah.
Per year?
I don't know the terms. I just signed up for it. But I also have clear. You know, it's where you put your eyes against the thing, and you go through a line for that. I don't have to take my shoes off.
But when I went here about a month ago, I went down to Mexico. Mm-hmm. And so there was another, when I first got on the plane, there was another couple that could go right ahead.
Uh-huh.
Because they evidently were some kind of priority, something. Mm-hmm. So I just watched them. Because we went there, got on, and by the time they went through the gate, I was at the gate at a minute after they were. Mm-hmm. They got on the plane 1 minute before I got on the plane.
This depends on the line. Because sometimes when I pull up to Atlanta, I mean, it is backed all the way up. It's good to have those.
Sometimes
depending on where you go, you know, I was coming out of London, Heathrow, last time I was over there, and that line was awful. But here I go. I got all, you know, I can pre-check and all these things, and it just works.
Doesn't those trips cost you quite a bit?
They do. I got 5 jobs.
But don't they like, you know, a $10,000 trip or something like that, I'm guessing?
Yeah, thousands. Yeah, I was gone last time.
Do you try to budget or how do you stay in a?
No.
You stay in a bed and breakfast, or how you do?
No, I like Holiday Inn. They built them up.
That's the best value.
They built them up though. It's not like it used to be. You know, little motels you pull up. Now they are really nice. And when I go overseas, I stay at like the Intercontinental Holiday Inn, and they are really nice.
But still, it's a Holiday Inn.
Yeah, and it's expensive. Man, traveling is expensive. But that's my thing. I don't spend money on a lot of, you know, I don't blow money.
Why not stay at a hostel? Is there such a thing anymore?
Yeah, I'm sure. I need to just, no, I ain't doing all that.
I like to stay at a Holiday Inn.
You want a hike?
Or Holiday, or no, like a Marriott. Just, I want a name. If I go out.
I stay Holiday, but it's the points why I do it. I love my points.
I don't even worry with those. It's just $20 or something.
No, listen. I went to Europe last year, and my whole time, the hotel was free because I built up points.
How did you, because you use
I travel a lot, yeah.
What, the Marriott
Holiday
Rewards?
Inn.
Oh, Holiday Inn's got a card.
Yeah. And I went to Europe, and the room, I was good. Yeah, so it's, you know, it's worth it to stack up points, like your frequent flyer miles.
I went to Tucson here about a month ago and went down to Bisbee, Arizona.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there?
No, I'm not. The U.S. really is where I have to touch more. Uh-huh. But I love international travel, different foods, different languages, just different people. I went to Iceland, Ireland, Scotland on one trip, and it was just so beautiful. Do
you go with a group, discount group? Or
no, I do not travel with people.
You go by yourself?
I have my best friend, Alex. I have my homeboy, Mariel. My mom goes with me a lot, but I used to do groups. Mm-hmm. No. One might not have their money. One might not this. One might. No, I don't do that. And I like animals and food. So every country I go to, I'm going to a zoo. Mm-hmm. I'm trying all their food. And I don't have time to go back and forth with people.
About what they know. And if Alex wants to go do something else, that's fine.
We went on a cruise not too long ago, and she decided to stay on the boat, and I went whale watching. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Yeah.
But just check in so we know where each other are. Yeah. But that's part of being an individual. Mm-hmm. That's part of being an individual.
So do you, when you go on these trips, do you like you're going to Africa when next year?
Yeah.
So you what dates are you going? They already have that planned.
I already got it planned. Yeah.
So you're going to you
I'm
already
going to
know
Africa. 2 days later, I come back. I'm coming back 2 days later. I go to Alaska, and then I come back and work a little more, and then I leave to go to Europe in June. I'm turning 40 next year, so I'm doing around the.
Well, what do you do with your class? Or is it out during those times?
I build my trips around the classes.
That's why you're able to
Yeah.
schedule it for next year.
Yeah, I build my trips around it. And, you know, if I come work for you, I'm going to say, D, I got this plan. Now, you ain't got to hire me, but just know between this date and this date, this is where I'm going to be. And you might say it ain't going to work with me. Well, I thank you for the opportunity. I'm not going to live in any bubbles anymore.
So you plan this a year in advance?
Yeah.
That's probably cheaper too.
It is cheaper, but I map it out. I'm up at night.
Yeah.
Got this excursion, got that. This is where I'm going to be. This is what we're going to do. And Alex, my best friend that I travel with, she does a lot of that too. She'll have folders and we structure everything. And when we, go, we just take care, do what we need to do.
Well, if you go out of town with somebody that's unorganized, they'll drive me crazy.
I'm telling you, I will not go out of town with anybody. Now, I take my mom on a lot of trips. I'm the only child. I call her my broke best friend. So she goes everywhere with me. I try to plan everything because it's just us.
I take my wife, but she's easy. She doesn't, it's fine, whatever's fine.
My mom is that way
Yeah.
too. And I try to set everything up. And it's a good thing that my friends love my mom as theirs. And so she comes along. I don't see her a lot. If we go on a cruise, I see her at dinner and everybody goes their own way. It's not like we're, up breathing up down each other's nose, black back. And it's just a good time. But I do decompress. I leave.
Will you take a book with you?
I do take books. I just finished reading the Screw Tape Letters.
I hadn't heard about that one.
And then a friend of mine, Linda Vila, gave me a very good book. And I went on the Carnival cruise. I don't remember the name. Went on the cruise ship and I laid out and had I got the drink package that's unlimited. Because I always say, prayer and a good martini or a drink will get you through anything. So
Need them both.
You need them both. God is good, but sometimes you got to get it quick. Sometimes he take his time with stuff. So.
You try to read one book when you're gone?
Yes. Yeah, I will.
Are they fiction, philosophy?
It just depends on what I need at the moment. Sometimes life is being so mentally draining. I need to build myself back up, self-help or, different things. And then sometimes I'm in a high place to where I do bring a book, but I just want to sit and look at the water or hear the ocean. It just depends on what mood you're in. It's like Gemini.
If I take a book, I feel like I've got to finish it before I get back.
I will try. But I'm normally gambling or something.
Boy, if I gamble, though, I may lose, and that'll depress me.
I don't mind losing. Sometimes you got to lose to win. I'm having a good time, so it's building my mind back
Or just
up.
play the nickel machines or something.
I shoot crap. I throw dice. Yeah, I throw dice.
Boy, that's so fast and furious to me.
Tell my pocket there.
I'm more blackjack.
I like blackjack too, but I love dice.
I don't mind just sitting on the machine sometime and just drinking a Coke and pulling that lever.
Yeah, I got my favorite machine is Little Shop of Horrors, the movie. I like the music. So I'll sit and play and just have me a drink or two. And, you're going to have the church kick me out talking about drinking.
I used to go on these trips. Before they had the casino up there, we'd get on a bus and they'd drive us to play bingo in Cherokee.
Yeah, and my mama used to do that and then go to Mississippi, like Pearl River or different places.
I've been on those too.
Yeah, my mom.
I bet she was on the bus with me.
She probably was. She's a go-getter.
We used to go to Anniston, Alabama and play bingo.
Yeah. Now, I don't like bingo now. I won't do it till I'm just at Hardee's, looking at the young ladies.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for bingo yet. That's too...
Well, that's all they had up there then.
Yeah, well, not now.
Before the casinos.
Not now.
Boy, they got casinos just about everywhere now, don't they? Everywhere. It's almost not any fun anymore to me.
I really wouldn't say fun. It's just a way to get away and,
Yeah.
And then everybody around the table got one goal.
Yeah.
To win money.
Try to win.
You ain't got to impress nobody. You just at the table. And then if you notice, You start talking to the people next to you, and you become friends,
Yeah.
and it's just a different. I was going to Cherokee so much during COVID, not after COVID, when they opened back up. We would text each other, like people from Atlanta and all kind of places. Y'all going tonight?
Yeah.
And everybody just meet up. Now I hadn't did that in a long time, but it's good. You know, that's how you build relationships. And so I can think of cheaper ways to build relationships, but it was fun.
Well, if you just play the small stuff, it's okay. You get about the same effect. You're either going to you're either going to be struck by lightning or not.
I don't like slot machines like that. I don't feel like I'm in control a little bit. Just a little.
Well, with craps or blackjack, you are. Blackjack's
Boy, they're
probably
going to have me in
your
a church meeting. You in here talking about drinking. You know, I identify myself as, you know who Simon Peter is in the Bible? He's the one that cut the soldier's ear off in the garden.
He did.
That's how I identify
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
I got a temper.
Well, he was a good swordsman, wasn't he?
And I am too. So
Yeah.
I've learned to control, but that's who I identify with. You know, he had a cussing tongue.
Was Simon Peter different than Peter?
I don't know. Was he?
Was it the same one?
Same year.
Same one, yeah.
I just know say
Yeah,
Simon
yeah,
Peter.
yeah.
But he was rough.
Yeah.
He was rough.
He was one of the disciples.
He was a disciple. I think he was like God's armor bearer. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus' armor bearer. Like, don't run up on him. That's me. Like, you know, I'll get you. But I done learned to.
You ever think about how Saul persecuted and killed so many Christians and then he became a Christian? He saw something, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, but we
He
do
had to
it.
have seen
We
something.
do it till God reaches out to us. You know, I was at church this morning and we passed out these little cards that said Jesus meant for you to be here, and I put a little peppermint on it. We started a new gatekeepers group at the church, and it's amazing how many people broken that you see walking in the door, and little things like that help change the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? And it's just about not forgetting where you come from. I can't judge you because I got my own battles. You know what I mean? So if we do that, we good to go. Good to go.
You never know what's bothering somebody. You ever have somebody snap at you and you think, man.
You are the straw that broke the camel's back. And
Yeah.
I just posted on Facebook the other day that it's so easy to walk through Publix and smile. And, you know, I'll think, you know, like, hey, like I see an older woman, your brooch is real pretty. Now, I don't know nothing about that woman brooch,
Yeah.
but she's really, you know, it helps change the atmosphere. And that's what we all should do. How are you doing today? It boils my blood when I open the door for somebody and I say, have a good day. And they just keep walking. Like, that's the opportunity we can take to be kind and change. But
You think they should say, you too?
you too, or thank you. Thank you for
would
holding
be
the door.
okay.
Thank you. Or you too. And I will say, and I mean it when I say, how you doing? Good, how you doing today? And you can, some people will load it on you. Oh, my cat died. And this and this. And yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, it'll get better, you know.
Do you go to this Publix?
Yeah. I'm at Publix every day.
My wife is too. Boy,
I'm at Publix every day.
I think she's got a boyfriend over there.
I did have an older woman that used to work there that she was in the checkout, and I would get because I get watermelon and grapes, and she would always give me a hug. I ain't seen her in a while. I need to figure it out, but I think we had a little something going, but I don't know where she is. She was probably like 70, 80. I don't discriminate.
Better than nothing. isn't it?
Yeah, she get a check. I know her income is legit, so hey, it's good for me. It's good for me. Very good for me.
Better than nothing, right?
Better than nothing. I'm telling you. It's better than nothing.
Do you think you might run for office in Cleveland sometime?
Eventually.
Don't have to change you'll have to run a Republican Party, won't you?
Oh,
You can do that.
Independent, because you know what? Here's the thing. When I'm volunteering at places or in the jail or doing all I do in the community, I never one time hug somebody and say, "Are you a Democrat?" I just work for people, and so I would do the same. I'm the same, you know. And here's the thing. You know, you got to look at the parties. You know, you got the anti-abortion and you got all these things what people stand for. But if people actually stop and talk to you, they'll see we all the same.
They're all the same.
We're all the same.
I know this girl that was running in this last election. She was well qualified, but she wasn't on the Republican ticket, and she didn't win.
Brittany.
Brittany. Yep.
You know what? Let me say this.
Do you know her?
Brittany, listen. Brittany ran for 2nd District School Board.
Yep.
I did not know anything about the other lady, but I don't get involved because of the election commission.
And I wouldn't know her if I saw her.
But Brittany came to our trunk or treat and set up a table. Mm-hmm. And she said, I just want to come here because I've heard so many negative things about this neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And it meant so much to me that she was open-minded enough, and I was hoping she won because of the involvement, you know? Now, I don't know about her qualifications. I don't know about the other lady's qualifications. But I do know presence when I see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to hide that.
It's hard to hide it. And, you know, she hit me up the other day and said, hey, I see y'all doing another event. Can I come set up and participate? That's what...
And she's not even running now.
She's not running. And that let me know she was in it for the real.
That's
now,
right.
I'm not saying the other lady wasn't.
Don't
Congratulations
even know.
to her, and I hope she does a great job. And if she ever need anything in the 2nd District, she's more than welcome to reach out. But Brittany's been showing up.
She'll be something one day.
She will. I truly believe that. And I look forward to working. And she's a Republican.
I guess she is. Yeah.
She is, but she didn't get the nomination.
Right.
She's a Republican.
Yeah.
So I look forward to working with her, knowing how she votes. I don't care about that. Let's do for the 2nd District or wherever we land, and let's do work. I love that. I love it because we have to reach across the aisle.
Yeah.
So, yes, I will run for office one day. I don't know. Unless I hit the lottery. I don't know. If I hit the lottery, I won't run for nothing.
What about city?
But the border.
You ever been to Mexico?
Yeah.
How'd you like it? Is it cheaper over there? Is it cheaper to live over there, reckon?
I guess. I don't know. They're coming over here.
They say it's pretty dangerous.
We're getting a migration, so I wouldn't want to go somewhere and live where they running from.
But the ones that I've seen here that are illegal, hey, they're just great people.
I don't care nothing about you being illegal. You know what? Do you know how many people complain about people being illegal and go sit down and eat $100 worth of Mexican food and margaritas?
Oh, yeah.
You want the culture, but you don't want the people. I can't be that person.
I got a lot of them works with me, and I like them, man.
Listen, if they send all the illegals back avocados and onions and lemons and hotels won't be clean, it's going to be a mess. So, hey,
you give them a little while, they'll be running things because they're workers.
They are workers. And we could really learn a lot from them. They're in one house, taking care of their elderly. All the paychecks come in, and they take care of each other.
All they want to do is work and go to Lake Winnepesaukah and go to church on Sunday.
Oh, no, they cut up too now. I got some of my neighbors, and on Saturday night, I can tell you I can smell it. I can smell that corn asada, and I know pork. Yeah, I know they're having a good time. I know they're having a good time. And I don't have no problem with that.
Right.
I don't have no problem with that.
Is there a lot of them over there in the...
Yes. Yeah, they play soccer. Like today, I was going through the neighborhood, and they were playing soccer, and they ain't bothering nobody.
Well, they're big into soccer.
Yeah, great.
They're good with their feet.
And they stand for something. That's their culture. But they're not bothering me. Now, I don't know the other stories of what going on in the world. I'm not exposed to that. But I know here, I got black people I want in my neighborhood. I got white people I want in my neighborhood. I got some Hispanics. But all in all, as long as you do what you need to do, I don't care nothing about you being how you got here. Because we all in a strange land. And when we get to heaven, we all going to be on the same streets anyway. So what it matter? But if we want them not to be legal, let's make a pathway a little easier.
Let's make a pathway. Let's make it easy and make it obtainable.
Because that test, I probably couldn't pass it.
I couldn't pass that
I don't
test.
know that who
Some
the
people
13th president. I don't know that.
Who knows that?
I'm going to have to go back.
I don't even take tests good anyway.
Where would I go back to? I need to try. I need to see where I'm from, huh?
South Africa, maybe.
I don't know, Botswana.
Elon Musk is from South America, South Africa.
Poor Elon.
Boy, isn't he smart?
Yeah, he is, and rich. And rich. But they don't bother me. I don't care.
Have you lived in the same house for how long? You live with your mother, or she lived?
We lived together. She got sick a few years back, and she had to go on disability. So it's easier for me to. I took her basement, added another room.
Sure.
And I got my own entrance, and she got her own life. I got my own life. and we make it work together. Because if not, I'd have to be splitting my check here and there, and I don't want her to lose what I knew she worked for me.
Yeah, no.
You know, she worked. I remember we started out in Cleveland housing projects. Mm-hmm. I'm a housing authority baby.
Which one?
I lived off of Galt Street, and she got a job at Sharon Plow, and she got us. We started renting, and then she became a homeowner. And I literally so many times wanted to move because, you know, people say, oh, you live with your mom, you this. And I started to listen to society. But then I remember some prayers I heard my mama pray. She didn't know I was outside her room sometimes praying God to bless us financially. Mm-hmm. And I know how hard she worked to get that house. I will not, no power in me will see that be lost just because of society. You know what I mean? We Mexican. We're gonna stay together, and we're gonna take care of business.
See, I don't think nothing about that.
But people do. You know, I don't care about opinions. They're like hoes. Everybody got one and some stink.
I think that was kind of the opinion in the 90s to that, because it was the Big Bang Theory that one boy lived with his mother. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know anybody that even thinks about it.
I could care less.
It's just good economics.
We take care of each other, and it's good to have, you know. I'm the only child, so eventually she gonna be with me.
What about your father?
Oh, Lord, pray for him. He live in Indiana. He's been on drugs since I was 3 months old.
So see, you and your mother's been together forever. You can't separate
Till I went to college and came back. And no, I'm not gonna never separate from her. Now, what I do hope is when I buy some land, she go in a little trailer out back, you know, but we gotta stay together. And I wish more families would stick together. It would make times a little easier. Because there should be no reason kids have means and their mamas having trouble buying prescriptions and struggling.
Well, doesn't it just make convenient sense in a way if you can, or if you need to, or if you want to, or if it just makes sense?
No, it makes sense for right now, but I am going to buy a house here in a little bit. Soon. Once I get her where I feel like she needs to be.
How old is she?
She will be 62 December 25th. She's a Christmas baby. Mm-hmm. And I
the
knew,
25th?
Christmas baby. And I knew and seen the sacrifices she made growing up. I had the best of everything. Mm-hmm. I didn't know we struggled because she made sure. I had the top. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know we were struggling until I heard it, you know, from her, like her praying, like asking God to help us, you know. Because we about lost our home. Mm-hmm. And so he did. And now I'm old enough and able.
How'd she keep from losing it?
I don't know. You know, when you're young.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know we was there, still there, you know. Mm-hmm. But I heard her. And that plays in my head, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And the Bible says, honor your mother and father and your days will be long. And even though my dad is what he is, he's a drug addict. But I always say, every garbage can got his own lid. That's your business. He like a teenager in college. I got seeing stuff and, you know, all that. But
he may not even choose to be that way.
He do, because I offered him rehab. I offered him help. He called me about a year ago and asked me could he move here. And my mom would let him. She's that person.
She miss him?
No. She ain't been with my dad.
Maybe a little bit?
No. But she won't see anybody else. I can't tell you how many kids have been raised in my home that was not hers. Mm-hmm. She's that way. Fiji. Mm-hmm. She got a temper. Mm-hmm. But she'll do right by you. She'll take care of you.
She retired yet?
Yeah. She on disability.
Oh.
That's why I'm with her, just to make sure everything's at her. But he called and asked me to come, and I told him, will you go to rehab? I had a program I was sending him to. I work at the jail.
You be the teacher.
I can send you through the program, and he told me no.
Tell me to take your cooking class.
He told me no, and I told him no, and it broke my heart. I literally I was in a hotel traveling, and I hung up the phone and called my mom. I probably was crying like somebody stole my toys. Mm-hmm. But it's heartbreaking when you can't reach your loved ones, you know?
Especially your dad.
Oh, yeah, and I love him, though. He's mine. Whatever mess he's in, he's mine. Mm-hmm. And I love him forever. Mm-hmm. And we move on. We keep doing what we need to do. But my mom was like, let him move here. Just let him. No, I'm not. I already got you.
If you're at home at night on a Sunday night, and you're going to watch a movie, what do you eat?
Oh, vanilla wafers. I told you that.
Oh, yeah. I can eat them. Boy, they don't taste the same like they used to, do they?
The Nillas. I made banana pudding yesterday, for some people.
I don't like banana pudding.
I don't eat the bananas in it.
I can't be in the same room with the banana.
Oh, I don't eat I cut up strawberries in mine. It's really good.
Oh, you mean banana pudding with strawberry?
Yeah,
well,
without
that's
the
a good
bananas.
idea.
But if you say strawberry pudding, they're like, what that means? So you got to explain it. But I eat that.
Well, that would be good.
This is weird, I love raw sweet potatoes. Love them.
You boil them or anything?
No, nothing. Raw cabbage. I love salads.
I can eat raw cabbage.
I don't know why I'm as big as I am. All I eat is salads and watermelon and champies.
Champies hurts my stomach a little bit.
I
think they got something in that.
Well, I don't know, but it don't bother me. I'm at Gondolier.
I like Gondolier.
I get their salads, Outback salads, and Publix fruit. That's what I eat probably 6 days a week.
But you don't cook. You cook comfort food.
Oh yeah.
What would that be?
Oh, my favorite meal is hamburger steak, mashed potatoes, and peas.
I love peas.
And rolls.
I love peas.
Yeah, chicken gizzards.
I never eaten that.
You so white. You gotta come.
White people like cheese.
Yeah, I like chicken gizzards. I love chicken gizzards.
White people like cheese.
Yeah, I love cheese.
You ever heard of that?
No, I ain't heard that.
Yeah, white people eat cheese like black people eat watermelon.
Well, I love chicken gizzards. And listen,
Well, how could you eat a chicken gizzard? Of course, when you eat chicken leg, you can see some veins in it.
No, the gizzard is like the part of the stomach. You fry
that little bitty thing?
You fry, yeah, they little. You gotta clean them, you fry them. They're really good. But I'm a salad fruit type.
Like tangerines on
All
your fruit.
that, yeah. But I'm more watermelon, grapes, stuff like that. I love it. That's all I eat.
Well, fruit's got a lot of sugar in it.
It does. And I pay for it because sometimes, like tonight, I got some watermelon. I go watch TV or a game and eat and then decompress.
Why would you watch Gone with the Wind twice?
My friends is going to laugh when they see this, but I love Scarlett O'Hara, and let me tell you why. I went through a period where I was flat broke on my ASS. Bad. I was in a car wreck. I had to go on medical leave at Mars. I lost everything. My bank accounts was dry as a saltine crack, just dry.
Scared to death.
Scared. Didn't know what was going to happen. And I went to Murphy. I had $300. I went to Murphy and shot dice and won $16K. And brought myself all the way back.
Were you prepared to lose the $300?
I was, because I was that desperate. I didn't know what was going to go on. And I was staying in a hotel because my home flooded. It was just a bad period. And in that movie, Scarlett O'Hara goes back to Tara and she eats the turnip in the garden and she falls over sick and she says, as God is my witness, I'll never be hungry again. They're not going to lick me. If I got to kill, steal, or whatever, I'm going to get through this. And that was the mentality. I wasn't going to kill or steal, but that was the mentality I had.
You have to say that.
No matter what, I'm going to get through this. And I knew God was going to see me out of it, but it's hard to see the next day when you literally like in the couch digging for change. And I'm not prideful, but I just didn't think it was nobody else's problem. And
you really didn't have a lot of options.
No, I had some friends that would have helped me.
Well, yeah, but give you a hamburger, but they ain't gonna pay your car payment.
They did.
Is that right?
They did. Like, I have some very good close friends that literally seen me through it. But after I asked the first time, or I didn't even ask, they just knew what was going on and would cash at me or bring, help me.
Yeah.
Because I had surgery. I was in the bed. And I Scarlett, they're not going to lick me. As God is my witness, I'm going to get through this, And it was just, I love that movie.
How long was that movie?
3 hours.
I'm going to watch it
3.5, 3 hours. I think it's 3 hours.
Well, you get it on Netflix or Amazon or Prime?
Amazon Prime got it for free.
For free.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
It's good.
It wasn't a true story, right?
No.
It was just setting the time.
That's
where he says, frankly, my darling.
I don't give, yeah. Clark Gable.
Yeah. What do you put on your hamburger steak?
Gravy, onions, and mushroom. Yeah.
A little Tabasco, maybe?
Nope, A1.
A1.
A1 bold.
Bold, yeah.
The A1 bold. It's a little thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cook comfort food, but I cook so much like in the program, I don't really. My mom is a heavy food, soul food, every day cook. When I was growing up, I didn't get to eat cereal. I couldn't go to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal. Every day was a meal. Breakfast, and I was in school for lunch, and dinner was a meal. She worked second shift. So when I would go in, I would open the microwave, and my food was there with a note telling me what needed to be done or whatever, and it was something every day. And she cooks that way now, every day. That's why I'm built like this.
I guess that's cheaper. You look like you've lost weight since you was here last time.
Oh, that's because I'm in it. Let me sit up straight.
That's like saying, I love that. I like that brooch.
No, literally. She cooks like it every day. Sundays is like Thanksgiving. That's why it's not special to us.
Does she cook just for you on Sundays?
No. Anybody. It'd be a lot.
So let's say she go to church with you?
Yeah.
Where y'all go?
Pleasant Grove, Missionary Baptist Church, Edward Robinson.
So at lunch, was she starting the morning cooking?
At night. Saturday night. Saturday night, her meal is almost done.
So then she just heats it up
Heats it up and makes cornbread.
After church?
Yep. Cornbread, if she got like fry her okra, whatever needs to be readily done.
What time will y'all get home from church?
About 11:30, 12 o'clock.
So she'll be, you're eating at what, 12:30?
No, we eat about 2.
Oh, that long?
Yeah. We call it Sunday dinner.
What do you do between 11:30 and 2?
Oh, no. We done ate breakfast. So
she's just
piddling. She's in there cooking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then my family comes and she feeds a lot of people. And I didn't know the impact, and I'd say this, and you know, I got to give her a lot of credit for how I am. Mm-hmm. She had back surgery, and I didn't know the impact that she had on as many people, but people would call our house phone like, is Miss Kim there? And I was like, no, she's in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Oh, she normally feed me or bring me this. Mm-hmm. And it'd be people all over the place. And I'm like, what? So I seen that, you know? Mm-hmm. My house has always been a revolving door for kids and families, and I've had more people live in my house than us.
My mother cooks every Sunday and lunch after church, and sometimes there'll be 10, and sometimes there's 3.
Yeah, that's us.
You never know.
And then we put it in bags, and people, we don't eat leftovers.
Yeah.
We do not eat leftovers. You can't.
It's just...
Tomorrow, it's something different. Yeah. Yep.
I feel bad when there's only 3 people there, and but what are you going to do? You can't ask all these people to commit.
No, you can't. But people come by and get plates, and see, we live on 2 different levels. So she's upstairs, and I go downstairs, and I got my own. I got a den, 2 bedrooms. You know, this is a nice setup, and I can hear her on Saturday nights walking back and forth, cooking. I mean, 2 or 3 in the morning. All night. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, you gotten me hungry.
Yeah, I got to find something. I hadn't eaten it. She didn't cook. She went to Sweetwater to an event with some friends. I made a banana pudding and she took it for me.
You mean did you make, you made a strawberry pudding?
No, I made them, but they eat banana pudding. Yeah. I don't eat bananas.
So tomorrow, will you cook in a class with some people?
No, we're done for the year. You hear that? Sweet freedom.
So you got what till the end of the year?
Yeah. Then we start back up next year. Yep.
January or February?
January. I think January. I'm not
sure. Got about 2 months here, month and a half.
I'm going on vacation.
Where you going now?
I'm going to New York, and I'm going on a cruise for New Year's. Yep. I got it mapped out. Hopefully, you know. And then on January 20th, I'm going to be home praying with wine. Inauguration.
Oh, the inauguration.
I'll be home praying. And it's on MLK Day.
As long as there's not an
Ain't that something?
That's right, it is. Unless there's an insurrection.
Democrats don't act like that.
They don't.
We don't do that. We don't act like that. Not publicly.
Well, that really wasn't an insurrection, was it?
Yes. What do you call it?
He told them not to do nothing.
Oh, there you go. You must be Elon Musk dropping you $1 million. Yes, it was an insurrection. They tore the place up, and some people died.
Yeah, but she got only one that got
She went through that window and got shot.
You know, we weren't there, so me and you have no idea.
Boy, if that
we
ain't
can't believe anything we hear anyway.
That's Republican talk. We'll save it for another day.
Kezmond, I'm glad you
need to do a
came
political forum.
I do need to.
Yes,
don't I?
get some Democrats and Republicans.
Well, it'd start arguing, and I'm not good
No,
at
I
arguing.
don't think people would argue. If you get
You know any
level-headed
good
people.
guests I could get? Some wild thinkers.
Yeah,
I mean
sent
some
you
wild thinkers.
Yeah, I know some.
I mean some out of this wild thinkers.
You know, I want the people to know I'm his agent for blacks. He'll text me and say, you know any black people that'll come on this show? And I'll send him some names, some good people.
Hey,
some good people.
you know some good ones.
You
know
gotta
'em.
know people, man. You gotta be plugged in. Networking is the only thing that will get you through this world.
Hey, I had your brother-in-law on here, wasn't it? Your brother-in-law?
Uh,
Your uncle?
Who?
The guy that's in charge of the NAACP
That's my
here.
uncle, Lawrence.
Lawrence, yeah.
Lawrence
Well, he's a
Armstrong.
nice guy.
Yeah, that's my mama's brother.
He's a tough dude, man. I
Tough,
like him.
tough. But
Smart.
a good guy. Very
he's
smart.
a good guy.
Very smart. Yeah, he's over the NAACP.
He's
and
underrated.
100 black men.
He's underrated.
He should have ran for office.
He's underrated.
He should have ran for office. I come from a good family, good, strong people, you know, and
Yeah.
we knew who we were, and I was taught pride and family values, and I think that's what helps me.
Where's that Pleasant Grove Church at?
Right on Inman, right beside Mosby Park, the largest black church in,
Is that where Andrew Johnson goes?
yes, Andrew and Abraham.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, it's got to be a good church.
Maybe so. We'll see. Yeah, I've been there my whole life. I was in the choir today.
I had them here. Do y'all sing with pianists?
Yeah. Marcus Dotson, that owned Dotson's Funeral Home, is our minister of music.
Do you have? Do y'all sing the old hymns or
We
the
do.
new?
We sing a hymn and then we go into whatever songs we practice that week or whatever.
So, but you sing from the old hymnals?
Yeah.
Like what?
Today we sung Old Time Religion, What a Friend We Have in Jesus, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. You can't get to where you are today if you don't remember where you come from. Today was Harvest Sunday, so it was, about the new members that have joined, and we had on country, old attire, cowboy boots and overalls, and and it was a dinner after church to celebrate.
Boy, that's a good old song, isn't it?
Which one?
We have a friend in Jesus.
Oh yeah.
I like that one. Jesus Hold My Hand.
Yeah, it's a good. I love hymns. Period. I think my favorite one is The Blood.
What about What a Friend We Have in Jesus? What's the name? What number is that?
Oh, I don't know that now. That book that thick.
We got just that regular red hymnal.
And you at a black
different.
church now.
You got a bigger church.
And you at a black church now.
So has it got more songs than I got?
Yeah, way more. It's thick.
Golly.
Yeah.
I bet that's $30 a book anymore.
I don't know.
How many members y'all got or people come?
Oh, between 50 and 100, depending on what's going on.
Did
Christmas, Easter, and Mother's Day, you're standing room only.
Well, I had Andrew here, and he said they were that was during COVID, and they were handing the Lord's Supper out the window. He said,
Yeah, they did.
And is a attendance picked
It's
up?
picking back up.
Is not where it was.
It's not where it was because a lot of people got comfortable being at home, and you can watch it on Facebook.
That's the way
But they still send their offering. They'll come bring their offering.
I believe they are watching. Don't
They
you?
do watch. I
Yeah.
can see it on the Facebook, and which is fine. Sometimes Jesus comes in all different forms. If you need him in your bed, on the couch, or in the church pew, wherever you just get him. I don't care how you get him, just get him. And it's growing.
Let me ask you this: you watch All in the Family, you think it's funny?
It's okay.
Bunker.
No, Archie.
Yeah.
Him and Edith. Now back then that show wouldn't have made it. Now they would
No,
have.
but it was the same problems, wasn't it? Exact same thing.
Yeah, but they, it would be politically correct. That would not have.
It would have never. I don't even know if they couldn't show it now at all.
I watched. The Jeffersons. Even George was racist.
Absolutely,
He would say
absolutely.
Yeah.
He said God was black.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell my white friends this. I say, you my favorite white person. You and the white Jesus. They say, it ain't nothing but one of these. I say, the one in your church got long hair. And they bust out laughing. But we can do that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We can do that. Yeah. They're crazy.
Well,
but yeah, Pleasant Grove, that's where I go. I'm there on Sundays.
y'all have Sunday nights?
No, not anymore.
Not
I think that sort of
It sort of went away with COVID.
went away.
I think
COVID knocked a lot of
I
stuff
think
out.
the preachers were glad they don't have to get a. Can you imagine coming up with 2 sermons a day?
Can you imagine having to go? I like to relax because, I start my week on Sunday. People start on Monday. I start my week on Sunday. I get everything mapped and planned out. And then got everything ready. So when I get up Monday, I already know which direction I'm going. I'll start.
Well, I'm the same way, but I call it ending Sunday.
Okay, I like it.
You see what I'm saying? It's starting Monday.
I like it. But a lot of people get up planning their week.
Oh, I don't do that.
No, because you'll be lost.
That's planned before I go to bed.
You'll be lost.
I
You'll
know.
be my campaign manager?
Yeah,
Oh,
I will.
You heard him.
I will.
You heard him. That's one
Hey,
Republican.
I can't think of anybody that would care more than you. I
No,
really
I love
can't.
people.
I really can't.
I love people. We're gonna change the world one person at a time, one smile at a time. And if not, y'all turn into Simon Peter on you.
Unless we're out of town.
Now listen, if I hit the lottery, I got a pocket full of lottery tickets. If I hit the lottery, I will see Cleveland on holidays.
You're about the guy that thought he hit the lottery and he put an ad in the paper. The following people can kiss my ass.
Yeah, I believe it.
And he didn't win.
I believe it. Or people that quit their job, you know what I'm saying, and don't get,
Oh
get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think I would leave. I would live. I would live.
I think I would come back here Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Fly back
Every
from
other
where?
week. I don't know.
Where would you go? Where's your ideal landing?
Nevada,
Nevada.
where it's hot. I can't stand cold weather, and I can't.
I'm a cold weather person.
I can't stand cold weather. 70 degrees is just freezing to me.
You know what I want? I'm a patinist, so we'll go. Whoever still is, I'll sue. I want a building that has every floor the resources for you to get your life back together. Social Security, the health department, driver's license, everything
In the order you
one
need
building.
it, and the
order
one you need it the most is at the top.
Yes, and you start with a caseworker.
Or maybe at the bottom.
You start with a caseworker that takes you up, and by the time you come back down, you're done.
And that caseworker gets a bonus for your performance.
I like it.
That would work good.
And I'm gonna tell you something else. A program to where you work, we get your paycheck. You got housing, okay? Mm-hmm. After you finish the program, you get so much of your money to go towards down payment. We furnish everything and we get you started. Because a lot of times people mismanage. They don't know how to manage.
Yeah.
We put you with somebody that manages. You get enough money to make it. We got your rent covered. You're in a apartment.
And if you reach that level, your caseworker gets a bonus.
Yeah, I like it. I want to build.
And if you go further, they get more bonus, like a pyramid.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
No, seriously, we need a place like that where it's a high rise, and by the time you come back
Some people don't even know the order to get it in.
But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna structure it. Driver's license, Social Security office, all of that's there. That way, they'll say, "Don't go over here, go over there." No, start at 10th floor. By the time you come down,
here's your passcode and here's your number to your cloud, and you can watch your progress in real time as you've gone up the ladder.
Yeah.
What's a good idea, isn't it?
It is. I'll sue.
Kezmond,
Always
I love
a pleasure.
you, buddy.
I love you too.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for...